Good evening. I'd like to call to order the Tuesday, February 28th meeting of the Plan Commission. The meeting was posted and we'll continue to the roll call. I am Mayor Kim Smith. I am here. Alder Tom Smith is excused absence. Jared Holter.
Here.
Sam Brock. Is it? Newt Temte is excused absence. Eric Archer.
Here.
Bill Lethan.
Here.
And our alternate Kevin Schubert is also in the audience. Item 2, consideration and action on the minutes from the previous meeting.
I'll move to approve the minutes from the previous meeting.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion by Jared Holter. It's been seconded by Bill Lethan. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Item 3 is public input. Now is the time that you may address the Plan Commission. If you would like to do so, please begin by stating your name and your address and limit your comments to 3 minutes. Would anyone like to address the Plan Commission this evening? Second call for anyone wishing to address the Plan Commission. Third and final call if anyone would like to address the Plan Commission this evening. Public input is now closed and we will move on to consideration and possible action on the following items. Number 6 is a public hearing for rezoning application to rezone a parcel of land from low medium density residential R2 district to low density residential R1 district. This is regarding tax parcel ID number 18-2635-2, and the applicant is the City of Onalaska and David and Amy Briggs. I'll open the public hearing by asking if anyone would like to speak in favor of this rezoning. Would anyone like to speak in favor? Third and, oh, you guys you can come up and speak. Okay, let's begin by stating your name and your address.
1224 Cliffview Avenue. We purchased the home 9 years ago, literally today, with the understanding that there was a city lease containing a good majority of, well, I shouldn't say good majority, portion of the property that was in existence long before the purchase of our property. We have an in-grown pool that has been in the property and permitted for over 30 years. Part of the pool is resides on a city leased portion, which we are hoping to attain as ownership and primary property. So just hoping this all works out.
Thank you. Thank you for coming in. Would anyone else like to speak in favor? Okay, that portion of the public hearing is now closed, and I will ask if anyone would like to speak against. Would anyone like to speak against this rezoning application? Final call for anyone wishing to speak against. The public hearing is now closed, and I will ask our city planner, Katie Aspenson, to do a brief recap of the item, and then we'll turn it over for discussion with the Plan Commission this evening. Katie?
Thank you, Mayor. The requested parcel is in the process of being vacated and discontinued from the City of Onalaska to the property at 1224 Cliffview Avenue in entirety. In order for the future parcel merge to occur, the land must be appropriately rezoned to match the zoning of 1224 Cliffview Avenue, which is currently low density residential R1 district. City staff have put together a total of 6 conditions of approval for this project. Thank you.
Thank you for that. What is the pleasure of the committee?
I move to approve the request for rezoning the parcel. Help.
18
18-2635-2 as requested
with 6 conditions.
with the conditions.
Okay, Bill's made a motion to approve. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, seconded by Eric Archer. Motion on the floor is to approve with the 6 conditions. Is there any discussion? Not seeing any discussion. All those in favor of approving this rezoning request, please respond by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Item 5 is a public hearing. This is for a rezoning application to rezone a parcel of land from low medium low medium density residential R2 district to public and semi-public P1 district. This is regarding tax parcel ID number 18-2635-1. The applicant is the city of Onalaska. I'll open the public hearing by asking anyone who would wish to speak in favor of this rezoning. If so, please begin by stating your name and your address and limit your comments to 3 minutes. Would anyone like to speak in favor of this? Second call for those wishing to speak in favor. Third and final call for anyone wishing to speak in favor of this rezoning request. Okay. That part is now closed, and I will ask for anyone wishing to speak against. If anyone would like to speak against the rezoning application for the city of Onalaska, now is the time to do so. Third and final call for anyone wishing to speak against. The public hearing is now closed, and I'll ask our city planner, Katie Aspenson, to do a brief recap before turning the item over to the commission. Katie?
Thank you, Mayor. The parcel in question contains well house number 8. All city-owned public utility properties are to be zoned public and semi-public district. Currently, the property in question is zoned R2, low medium density, and this action will appropriately rezone the property to the P1 district in order to be consistent with similar properties across the city. City staff have put together 5 conditions of approval for this project. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, what is the desire of the plan commission?
I'll make a motion to approve the rezoning request by the city of all people of 18-2635-0. With
5.
5 conditions.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, seconded by Eric Archer. Under discussion, Eric, go ahead and ask your question.
Yep. Okay, the only question I would have is on the cover sheet, the tax parcel is listed as 18-2635-1 and page 6 identifies it as 18-2635-0.
That was a typo. We'll make sure that when it goes through with the ordinance, the correct tax parcel number will be identified. Thank you.
Yeah, so just verify that. Is there any other discussion?
I have a question. Are there any other wells that we need to do this for?
No, I think well number 7 is already in a public space, which is a park space. Well number 10, I think, is properly zoned, and then well number 9 is actually on a park school district park space that's also zoned properly. So we've got 27 different facilities throughout the city, counting lift stations and things, but there's a lot of different items, moving items, but some of them are in easements, some of them are in public right away. It just depends where we're at.
So when we originally built the wells, we just sort of,
When this well was originally built, the city bought a residential lot to build the well on, and we just never got it rezoned since
Yeah.
1978.
Okay, I think Katie has something.
So just to note that when we did our 2020 rezoning, we attempted to catch all of the properties that were miszoned. Apparently we missed one, but as we continue to find them, it is our goal to be consistent across the board with how we're treating our public facilities. So it's possible as we come across one that you may see it before you again in the future.
Okay, Jan?
Just a follow-up on something I asked before about the fence. Is the fence, does that have to be moved?
No, the fence that was already put in and installed with the easement property already taken into account.
Okay, so this is just really cleaning up a lot of things. The motion on the floor is to approve the rezoning with the 5 conditions. Is there any other discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Item 6 is vacation and discontinuance request for a portion of a public and located between a portion of public land located between 1224 Clifford Avenue and 1227 Oak Avenue North in the city of Onalaska. The applicant is David and Amy Briggs. Katie, you want to introduce this item?
Thank you, Mayor. This property directly relates to the previous item to prior where we rezoned from R2 to R1. This is the same portion of land. We began the process to consider the vacation and discontinuance in early January. On January 10th, the Common Council approved preliminary resolution 1-2023 to vacate and discontinue a portion of the public land. A public hearing has been scheduled for March 14th, 2023 during the Common Council meeting. Enclosed in your packet is a copy of the letter request as well as the exhibit. There are 5 conditions of approval tied to this project.
Thank you for that. What is the pleasure of the commission?
I'll make a motion to approve agenda item 6, request to vacate and discontinue portion of public land located between Cliffview Avenue and 1227 Oak Avenue North
With 5 conditions.
with 5 conditions.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, motion on the floor by Eric Archer. It's been seconded by Bill Lethan to approve with 5 conditions. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Item 7 is a certified survey map application to subdivide 1 parcel into a total of 2 parcels located at 106 Mason Street. This is tax parcel ID number 18-5901-0. The applicant is Van Cooley Properties LLC. Katie, could you introduce this topic?
Thank you, Mayor. Van Cooley Properties LLC owns a 1.66 acre parcel abutting State Road 35 and Mason Street. The owner intends to subdivide it into 2 parcels. As shown on the CSM, Lot 1 would contain 36,059 square feet with the existing commercial business River Trail Cycles, and Lot 2 would be 36,019 square feet for a newly created parcel of land Zone B2 for a future commercial facility. Both of the proposed parcel meet all the dimensional requirements of those in the B2 zoning district. City staff have put together 10 conditions of approval for this project. Thank you.
Thank you. What is the pleasure of the committee or commission?
I'll make a motion to approve the certified survey map for 106 Mason Street, tax parcel 18-5901-0 with the attached conditions.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor by Jared Holter. It's been seconded by Eric Archer to approve the CSM with the 10 conditions. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Item 8, the moment we've all been waiting for. Drum roll, please, Aaron. City staff update on the corner residential property fencing field survey.
Thank you. In the last month, city staff have completed another section of the city. We were able to review all of the corner residential properties for fencing from Main Street, from Quincy down to Main Street. So we have 1 sector left of the city, which is from Main Street down to Wilson County Road SS. It's our intention to have the field survey completed by the March Plan Commission meeting. Hopefully at that point, we'll be able to get some data to the Plan Commission in terms of what % is compliant versus non-compliant, and potentially a map to show you visually how the city is doing compliance wise with our current fence ordinance. From that discussion, it would be to look and see what options the Plan Commission would want to do. If we, based on the information presented to you, if you are interested in amending the ordinance or changing it, city staff may have some propositions as well to go along with that, with the overall attempt at gaining as much compliance as possible.
So are you seeing a lot of non-compliance? Like, are you surprised or is it just what you expected?
I believe what was most surprising is how many people do not have corner fences.
Okay.
I believe that is the highest percentage overall. There is some non-compliance scattered throughout. Normally, if we see it, it's in pockets where it's my understanding likely that someone built one first and then the next person did it and they copied what their neighbor did or a person abutting. But then we go through stretches where it's fully compliant throughout. So I think a lot of it is that, did they contact the city? Did the city provide them with information? That's a very common practice for planning staff to draw out maps of how tall a fence can be, where a fence can be located. And more often than not, it's almost always on a corner property, just because the regulations can be confusing if you don't read code language every day. So we found mapping to be very successful.
Okay. Any other questions or comments from the commission?
Just as I understand, Katie, the underpinning logic isn't necessarily compliance to a regulation. The corner fence also speaks to safety in terms of field of view. Is that
Absolutely.
fair? Okay, all right, thank you.
It's a time-consuming project.
Yeah, I'm,
For what it's worth, I looked at Google Maps to try to just sort of zoom
yeah,
down. I didn't see which car is parked in my driveway, so I figured there's a,
well, you
ought to
have-
be able to
and you have a corner lot.
I have a corner lot, I have no fences. But so I've looked all around to try to see if I can see fences with Google Maps and I don't see very many, but they must be there, obviously.
They're there. We're finding them one by one.
Okay, so that will be very educational for us. We'll look forward to that. I appreciate you doing that, because then we have all the information when we're deciding what to do. Okay, I don't think we have any more agenda items. Item 5 is adjournment.
I'll move to adjourn.
Second,
We have a motion by Jared Holter. It's been seconded by Bill Lethan to adjourn. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned. Hey,